You've been eagerly waiting to get your hands on the latest Sony Xperia 1.5, and now, 3 months later, you're dying to know if it lives up to the hype. Well, hold on to your seats because today we're about to reveal the hard truth about this flagship smartphone. When it comes to smartphones, the Sony Xperia 1.5 has certainly made waves in the tech world. Packed with features that cater to creative individuals, this phone has garnered quite the following. But now that we're 3 months into its release, it's time to separate the hype from reality and uncover the hard truth. Let's start with its design and display. After using this phone for 3 months, we can say that this phone may not have the mainstream appeal of some other brands, but it stays true to its own unique style. The tall and slender 21:9 aspect ratio, along with the familiar camera bump placement, gives the Xperia 1.5 an unmistakable identity. And let's not forget about the textured back and gorgeous green hue that adds a touch of sophistication. It's like holding a work of art in your hand that's ready to handle whatever you throw at it. When it comes to the display, Sony has stuck with its signature 4K resolution on a 6.5-inch panel. While it may not have the vibrant colors of its competitors, there's a certain charm to its subtlety. The visuals on the screen are undeniably pleasing, making movie watching and gaming experiences enjoyable. However, it's worth mentioning that the ultra-tall aspect ratio and slim bezels might make the Xperia 1.5 seem a bit outdated in today's world of hole-punch cameras and curved screens. But fear not, these sacrifices have their merits. The slim bezels provide an uninterrupted viewing experience, and the front-facing stereo speakers deliver immersive sound quality. One aspect where the Xperia 1.5 shows improvement is its size. Compared to its predecessor, the Xperia 5.4, this phone offers a more comfortable and usable form factor. However, landscape activities may not be as enjoyable due to the wasted screen real estate. It's a trade-off that some may find acceptable, while others may miss the wider landscape experience. Now let's dive into the hardware of the Sony Xperia 1.5 and see what this phone has to offer. However, it's important to address a disappointing aspect first: the fingerprint sensor embedded in the power button. Let's just say it didn't quite meet expectations, especially considering the hefty price tag. Registering the thumbprint was a frustrating ordeal, and even after multiple attempts, we still faced unlock failures. Sony definitely needs to up their game in this department and either find a sensor that actually works or relocate it to a more reliable spot. But fear not, the Xperia 1.5 has its redeeming qualities when it comes to hardware. While the haptics may not reach the level of finesse and precision offered by Google and Samsung, they still fall into the good, not great category. They may not impress you enough to keep the keyboard haptics enabled, but fear not, there's something that will make up for it: the dual front-facing speakers. These speakers provide a surprisingly well-balanced audio experience, making podcasts, YouTube videos, and even the occasional movie sound great. And speaking of convenient features, kudos to Sony for retaining the headphone jack and coming up with a clever approach to the SIM tray. Not only does it serve as a microSD card slot, but it's also removable without the need for a SIM tool. As someone who frequently switches phones, this convenience is a breath of fresh air. Now, let's talk about durability. The Xperia 1.5 boasts both IP65 and IP68 ratings for dust and water resistance, giving you some peace of mind. Sony might not have a clear explanation for the dual ratings, but rest assured that this phone can handle dust and even survive an accidental plunge into the pool. And this is the best thing we are loving about this device. But here's something peculiar. The flash on this phone is primarily designed for nighttime photography, which means it leaves you in the dark when it comes to using it as a flashlight. It's a little disappointing that this feature isn't more versatile, but hey, at least your nighttime shots will be on point. Now, let's continue our review of the Sony Xperia 1.5 by delving into the software and performance of this device. Sony's software build, despite an upgrade to Android 13, feels strangely familiar, like we've seen it all before. Taking a minimalist approach akin to Motorola, Sony tries to steer clear of the heavy-handed touches of OnePlus or Samsung. But here's the head-scratching part. What truly sets Sony apart from the competition? Some of their customizations left us perplexed. Why is the no notifications text shouting at us in all caps? Why does the search bar shrink when we change to home screen grid? And why is there a constant need to switch display modes in the quick settings menu? Are Sony users always toggling between standard and creative modes? In terms of system behavior, we encountered our fair share of bugs. The navigation bar and status bar mysteriously vanished on multiple occasions, leaving us with the frozen app until we resorted to the old display on and off trick. On the software side, Sony bundles its own creation-focused tools as pre-installed apps, such as Photo Pro, Video Pro, and Cinema Pro. These apps offer the means to capture stunning photos and videos, but it would be more convenient if they were bundled together for easier access. When it comes to performance, the Xperia 1.5 stands its ground among other phones powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. We did notice the phone getting unusually warm during web browsing, but given the scorching weather on that particular day, it didn't raise too many concerns for everyday use. Just like the trusty OnePlus 11, Sony's smartphone can handle anything you throw at it, like a seasoned athlete ready to tackle any challenge. When it comes to the camera app, Sony has taken an interesting approach. By default, it sticks to basic mode, which aims to cater to a wide range of users with a familiar interface. However, even in basic mode, there are more icons and settings than most beginners would know what to do with. If you want to unleash the full potential of the camera, you'll need to dig into the settings menu and switch to manual mode. It's like having a professional camera in your hands, but with a steeper learning curve. In terms of hardware, the Xperia 1.5 boasts an impressive camera setup. It features a 48-megapixel f1.9 1.35 lens as the primary shooter, a 12-megapixel f2.3 telephoto lens with optical zoom capabilities ranging from 3.5 times to 5.2 times, and a 12-megapixel f2.2 ultra-wide sensor. This lineup provides you with plenty of options to get creative and capture stunning shots. But despite these features, there's a hard truth about this phone, and we think you deserve to know that. First off, the absence of an infrared port is a real downer. No more channel surfing and controlling your TV like a magician with the wave of your phone. It's a missed opportunity for some effortless entertainment. And for all you radio enthusiasts, it's a letdown that there's no FM radio option. Say goodbye to grooving to your favorite tunes on the airwaves. But that's not all. The Xperia 1.5 also lacks a temperature sensor. So forget about impressing your friends with your weather forecasting abilities. It's a missed chance to become a modern-day weather wizard. And let's not forget the absence of custom UI support, leaving you with what you get out of the box. No personalization options to truly make the phone your own. There are other cons to consider as well. The Xperia 1.5 doesn't offer 8K video recording, which may disappoint those looking to capture ultra-high definition moments. The absence of a dynamic refresh rate for the screen is also a letdown, as it means you won't experience the smoothness and fluidity that some other phones offer. And if you're a fan of close-up shots, you'll be disappointed to know that there's no dedicated camera macro mode for those detailed images. The night view feature, although hyped, doesn't quite live up to expectations. It falls short of true night photography magic, resembling more of a low-light HDR effect. Additionally, the phone still experiences throttling under heavy loads, particularly GPU throttling, and the video processing of the main camera could use some fine-tuning, especially in low-light conditions. Last but not least, you may want to consider some other options for you, like S23 Ultra or maybe Pixel 7 Pro. Anyway, that was the honest review of Sony Xperia 1.5 after 3 months of usage.